Greetings and welcome to Black Talk Radio, where black radio stations matter and black lives definitely matter. Today is Tuesday, February 6, 2018, and today's video is about a video that I saw earlier from another poster by the name of Robert Perkins. He did this video on the Today Show that reveals the bust of Nerfertiti. Now, I have to tell you that Robert Perkins, first of all, did an excellent job on the video, but I wanted to give a few pointers of my own, only because this is a subject that I, too, did some studying on, and, well, I just want to give my little 2 cents, if I may. Well, first of all, I just want to say that for Europeans, for my white so-called brothers and sisters out there, I just want to say I'm deeply saddened that none of you seem to be bold enough to come out against such blatant lies. That you too will go along with the charade that ancient Egypt was white. You go along with this charade because, after all, when you learn that Egypt has one of the greatest and well-documented and one of the oldest histories in the world that's still intact, well, you want to claim it as your own because, after all, you've told the lie around the world that you are so-called superior. Well, you come to find out that actually it's the black people of the world that were here first that did the major building of civilizations that lasted for thousands and thousands of years. And while we're on the subject of ancient Egypt, that's just not the only one, though. I just want to make that clear. We can talk about Songhai, Timbuktu, the Great Zimbabwe. We could talk about Miro, Kush, ancient Ethiopia. There's so many, Ghana, the Gold Coast of Ghana. We can go down the list of successful black civilizations. We can go down the list because our history, black history in particular, is very rich and vast. It just takes you to research it. But with that said, and getting back on point, when I saw this video earlier today, it made my blood boil because I saw the reveal on the Today Show, thanks to Robert Perkins, by the way, I'm going to say that again. And again, I'm just shaking my head at the audacity, though. The audacity of white people to try to make claim of ancient Egypt. First of all, while you keep claiming that it is part of the Middle East, you can have the Middle East, but you will never be able to have Egypt. In other words, you cannot have Egypt without an Africa. Without Africa, there's no Egypt. Forget the Middle East, because you can't go to the Middle East and find the Great Pyramids. You have to go to Africa. Without Africa, there's no Egypt. The pyramids are nowhere else. They're on the continent of Africa. It's just that simple. So while Europeans have been using semantical acrobats to explain away how it was them who built the pyramids when they can't even stand the sun out in their backyards for a half an hour. There's no way at the equator, where the sun is the closest to the land, there's no way you were able to build any kind of pyramids, much less be in any part of Africa for that matter. So your claims, we know, are false. You falsified records. You have falsified history. You have lied to the people of the world. And you especially have offended offended black people as you have tried to steal our history. You have damaged it. You have destroyed it as much as you could that you didn't steal. You have damaged it, rewrote it the way you want to, and you have regurgitated lies that you had anything to do with it. And this is what's disgraceful. That while on this show, there is a mulatto, a biracial person who is standing right there in the presence of these two white individuals, and this mulatto, this person who is half black, didn't have the gall, the tenacity, the nerve to speak up and at least ask a legitimate question about the blackness of Nefertiti. You can't even say the name without giving off an African connotation. You cannot even say the name Nefertiti, Akhenaten, or any of the other ancient Kemet names without knowing that it has an African root to it, that it has blackness written all over it. But yet you try to refuse these things. So you have people like Dick Richard Spencer coming out saying that white people built ancient Egypt. And he's an idiot. A dope. He's the loser that's been punched in the mouth a couple times. Yeah, that guy lies as much as the rest of you. It's absolutely disgraceful. And as a black person, I can't idly sit by and watch this kind of thing without saying something, especially when I know the truth. This is something I've studied, and if you haven't, you're going to have problems refuting anything I have to say about it. So, there's no way that Queen Nefertiti or any of the other ancient Kemetic people were white. They were not. There were, at times, high school shepherds, or what you would call invaders, or foreigners, if you will, who ruled in Egypt for a brief, short time. It's because these foreigners who invaded and took over at times, they couldn't help but marvel at everything that they saw. And so here we have in ancient Egypt, or in Egypt today, or let me just say in Africa, because I've heard some people say, in Egypt right now, unfortunately, Europeans are destroying our history. They are defacing some of the murals by lightening the pictures. I've seen that before myself, so I know that that's taken place. Even though I've spoken with some so-called Egyptologists, and they tried to convince me that, oh no, they don't do that. Yes, you do. They are such liars. And see, with me, I hate to say this, but I'm just going to have to say it because I just want to tell you the truth. I don't believe hardly anything white people tell me. I don't. Because they've lied so much that it's hard for me to believe anything that they say these days. It really is. I research everything that comes out of their mouths if I'm interested in wanting to know more. But they have lied so much that now it's hard for me to believe anything that they say. So when I see something like this coming out in 2018 and in the month of February, Black History Month, this is psychological warfare. This is a slap in black people's face all over the world, and we all should be somewhat perturbed. Not mad. Don't get mad. Get even. expose their lying asses by all means necessary. Expose their lying asses. We need to expose them at all times. And this right here, what the Today Show did, is a disgrace. I don't watch their show, but at this point I probably wouldn't after this. It's a disgrace. And yeah, no, I'm not mad, but I am getting even. I'm going to expose their ass. They're all liars sitting up there. And that half-breed, whatever her name is, shameful. Shameful. I hate black people like this. These half-breeds. They don't know which way they want to go. They don't, one day they want to be white, the next day they want to be black. And then they're turncoats, because one day they'll turn on your back or turn on the other. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. But nonetheless, she sat her ass up there, didn't even open her mouth once to this white man who tried to unveil this a white bust of Nefertiti. It's disgraceful. Just disgraceful. It doesn't look anything like what the depictions in the hieroglyphs and the murals look like. The bas reliefs. None of them do they look like this. None of the ancient Egyptians were portrayed white or European looking like this. None of them. Except for the foreigners. And there were very few. That's why when they show you representations, they show you the same ones. They don't show you too many. Why? Because there aren't many for them to show you. That's why. But there are numerous hundreds of representations of the ancient Egyptians being black people with braids. Dark-skinned people with braids. And of very different variations of blackness. Just like what we have in America. Today. Today. But anyways, I just wanted to throw my 2 cents out there. Only because I know that I've done a bust of Nefertiti myself. You've seen it in one of my older videos. If you haven't, you could check it out. But I did a representation of Queen Nefertiti myself. And yes, I painted her black. And I've also done other Egyptian paintings too. And I've done art shows and exhibits. And as a matter of fact, during Black History Month 1 year, I tried to get my Egyptian paintings hung up in one of the main libraries in our city. And I was told that no, they could not allow me to hang my ancient Egyptian paintings up because it was Black History Month and they didn't want my paintings confused with Black history. They told me that to my face. And I said, no, there's no confusion because they're actually one and the same. And they were like, yeah, well, but we can't do that here. And so I had to wait until March before I could put up my Egyptian paintings. And I did. I still had my art show. I still had my exhibit. And it lasted for a month. And that was that. But they wouldn't allow me to do it during the month of February, during Black History Month. The same how they're trying to slap us in the face with an unveil of a white representation of Queen Nefertiti, knowing good and well she was never white, never could be white. Remember, white people, you can't stand the sun. We can. You can't work out in the sun for too long. We can. There was no way you could build anything remotely close to anything in ancient Kemet, what we now call Egypt. There's no way. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching. I'm going to end this video off here. We'll see you in the next video. This is Guru signing off of Black Talk Radio, where black radio stations matter. Thanks again. Peace out.